for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Wow. All right. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of February 10th, 2026.
So moved. Second.
Damn it. Any discussion?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
All right.
Aye. I'll entertain a motion to approve payroll warrant number 17 for $346,201.58. School warrant number 1070 for $192,523.99. Fire highway warrant 1071 for $297,760.68. And general fund 1072 for $136,583.34.
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye. All right. I guess we got no financial items tonight. Old business, North Main Street parking.
Yeah,
Mr. Gilman,
I've got nothing to report tonight on.
nothing to report.
No.
All right, I guess we'll skip over that. All right, other old business, sewer commission. So, the sewer commission resigned last September?
Yeah, I think so.
October. And they all resigned and left. Since they're appointed, it fell on us to take over that position. And in the sewer meeting that transpired after that happened, I made the mistake of asking for a motion to dissolve, but we corrected it later in the Selectmen's meeting. We just said that we were going to take it over. So we didn't actually dissolve it. But the Selectmen, because the commission's appointed, you know, we're the ones that have to basically do the job until somebody else is appointed. So as a formality, we've gotten information from town council that says until we can find somebody to take it over, that we can appoint each other to that commission. So I guess that being said, I'll entertain a motion to, what? Did you want to say something?
No, I'm just ready to jump in.
Ready? You trying to beat Ralph with it?
You can do it, Jamie.
All right. So I'll entertain a motion to appoint Jamie Gilman to the sewer commission.
So moved.
And I will second that. And since we can't appoint ourselves, we're going to abstain from the vote on appointing ourselves. So motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will make a motion to appoint Jason Petraitis to the sewer commission.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
I will make a motion to, I will entertain a motion to appoint Ralph Kay to the sewer commission.
So moved.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Anybody got anything to add on that? Anybody? No. All right. Downtown Development Committee update.
That's me.
I know it.
I brought a paper. You guys can give me like 5 minutes. I got a whole little spiel I want to go with for 1 second, okay?
It's your part of the agenda.
All right, I'm taking it over for a second. So Downtown Development Committee was started just about 8 years ago in October of 2018. Our mission was to create a vibrant atmosphere in the downtown and to rejuvenate our town center. Marilyn Borst and Jack McClintock had been members for almost the entire 8 years, so really happy to have them on the team. And Ethan Malad was one of the people that was a close to the beginning, and he brought in a lot of grants and helped out a lot during that time as well. Some of the things that we've done back from 2018 was we worked with a DLTA grant for $21,000. Jack and I visited the Upton Town Hall, which has the same architect as our town hall, because Downtown Development Committee works directly with Friends of the Townhouse, and one of our strategic goals is to help to revitalize that townhouse. So we had done that quite a while ago. In 2019, we worked with the CMRPC to create our strategic plan, which is on our Facebook page, which was also created back in 2019. And our strategic goals are walkable downtown, connected trails, townhouse revitalization, downtown development generally, and business investment. We also worked with, went to a Mass DOT day course. I think it was the majority of the Downtown Development Committee went to take a traffic calming course, and started to work towards applying for the Complete Streets Plan to redevelop our sidewalks and crosswalks. We also started what was called a Business Bites, which was kind of cool. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but for about a year and a half, I would go around to the different businesses and do like a live feed for an hour, just interviewing people, and it was pretty cool. So that was really nice. I would love to see that come back again. I just don't know that I had the time to bring that right back in. And COVID hit, so things got a little bit weird during COVID. Ethan was also able to get a grant through the local cultural council for outdoor movies, so that we could like safely kind of get together during COVID and still enjoy activities outside. That was understandable and reasonable. And we also worked with the Friends of the Townhouse and their TAP program. In 2021, the DDC was awarded the Community Development Planning Award from the CMRPC for the 2020 year. So we accepted that for North Brookfield, which was pretty amazing. And that TAP grant and LLRP grant went through for about $30,000, and we got awarded the Complete Streets back in 2021. And we started working with Bill Pallet and the BSCG group to create the final plans and finalize Complete Streets, which we were hoping to get the sidewalks in 2022. And at that time too, we also applied for Shared Streets because we asked to get another grant. That was Complete Streets is a $400,000 grant, and the Shared Streets was a $200,000 grant. And we also started to work on some parking issues, trying to work through downtown parking. So it's been a long time. Everybody's been talking about that, trying to work through that. We also have looked at underutilized building growth grants, ARPA funds to help with the downtown street development, and the PARC grant to help to update the little park back then, which that got taken over and got redone on its own. In 2023, we really didn't have any reports. It got real quiet for a good year and a half. We had some lack of coordination construction going on, so there was minimal activity during the 2023 era. And we did start working in 2024 with Vibram. They worked and did the engineering for the Shared Streets project for the sidewalk over here. And we've been recently working with Sue Lewandowski with the Coalition for Healthy NB. That being said, last year the sidewalk finally got done. I think it was last year? Last year, yeah. Our sidewalk finally got put in for Complete Streets. We do think that there might be a little bit of money left there, and we're hoping that the Shared Streets gets completed. With all that being said, we just had our meeting in February, and I had mentioned to the group that it's February, we've got March, April, May, and then we're going to be looking for new people to be taking over because I've been chair for the last 8 years. And I have my husband running for Board of Selectmen, and I wanted to pull back from being chair and just be a member, and we talked with the membership, and no one else is looking to become chair. So we talked about having the next couple meetings and wondering whether we need to dissolve DDC, or if other people want to come in and take it over and work towards making it something like it was when we first started back in 2018 and 19. There was a lot of fire in us, and we had a lot of stuff coordinated. So my report is to say that I'm not going to be taking on the chair role, so we don't have anybody else to take on it, a role of chair. So we're kind of bringing the DDC to the Board of Selectmen to let you guys know that we can coordinate about 2 or 3 more meetings, but after that, we're not too sure. Unless, like I said, other people want to kind of take it on and be a part of that team, then we're not too sure where that's supposed to go. It was only supposed to be a 1 to 2 year commitment, and it's been 8. So we've done some really great stuff. We brought in almost $800,000 worth of grants to the town. So that's pretty awesome.
You took it and you ran with it. You ran a few more extra years.
We ran pretty good. So that's our update to the Board of Selectmen. Not looking for any kind of immediate decisions tonight, but just letting you know we'll probably have another March, April meeting and then figure out what happens for the rest of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
8 years is a long run.
8 years was a good run. Yeah, you did good. Did good work in 8 years.
All right. All right. So I guess we get the poll hearing next. So who's here for the poll hearing? Okay.
It's 5 in the back of the
Yeah.
What's that? Way in back?
back.
Oh, way back.
Yeah.
All right.
It's on the second page, you want to read it?
All right. National Grid? Verizon? National Grid?
Yes.
All right. I mean, you can, you don't have to sit way in the back, you know, but we can, everybody can hear you, so you're fine.
I don't mind being here fun too. Unless you
All right. So, we usually, you know, let you explain where the poll's gonna be, and then if there's any abutters or people that might have an issue with it, we let them speak, and then we go from there. So,
Yeah, so the new pole would go directly across pole 81 on Green Road, which is adjacent to 12 Green Road and 134 Ward Street. And right in between the two trees, I just went out there last week because the stakes that I put there in the fall were buried in snow. So I put a taller stake where the new pole would go. And so I don't know if that helps as far as if it needed to be. I mean, just note again, so, I don't, you know what I mean, but that's pretty much it. It's just a pole to replace a tree anchor, which we don't anchor into the trees anymore. So we want to put a pole in so we can maintain it, remove the anchor that is going to a old tree. So that's pretty much the purpose of this. Just to basically increase reliability so that we can maintain our poles instead of relying on like a tree support. That's pretty much it.
Got a question?
okay,
Can I ask a question?
absolutely.
How far off the pavement is the pole?
I would say about 4 or 5 feet.
Okay.
I'm just approximate.
Okay.
It's hard to know exactly.
We don't have to worry about a plow
the
hitting.
snow, but
We don't have to worry about a plow hitting it then.
correct.
It's hard, okay.
It's like behind the tree line,
Okay.
so you wouldn't be an
Fair.
issue.
I'm just trying to visualize where this is. This is on the corner where those 2 big pine trees are?
They're 2 very big trees. I'm not sure if they're pines, but they could be. Yeah, it's
Because this map, I just can't really make sense of it.
so It's not to scale, so with the anchor there, it's kind of like this road is not the actual, like, physical paved road, if that makes sense. So it's not going in the road, just in the public way along the road. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense.
Is that on that corner where when people come around by your place, somebody ends up pulling in to get off the road?
Well, I mean, this here
That's what it
says,
looks like to me. I can't tell it either.
yeah, I know, but this says Ward Street, that's
Yeah.
where you live.
Right.
And this is, he's saying, you know,
I'm wondering if this is on Jim Thompson's 134. Is that where he lives?
I have no idea. I couldn't even find the one.
Yeah.
yeah, she looked up and couldn't find anyone on 34.
Yeah. Oh,
That's why this map here is, we couldn't make heads or tails out of this.
So, yeah, so what it is like the property line, the 134 Ward Street, it goes all the way to Green Road. It's right near the farm. It's like, you go from the farm and you go south. It's like right at that sharp corner.
yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that sharp turn.
And I do-
Not where the pine trees are, the intersection.
Okay.
Not that corner where, you know, when there's two cars coming opposite directions, somebody usually turns into that, right? That happens a lot.
Pole gonna go. It's not going on the corner or in the hayfield.
No, it would be across from the hayfield in that corner. On that corner, where people turn into to get out of somebody. Like, it was I did that today, well, not that
Is that
today
north?
because of the snow, but when there's a garbage truck coming one way, you know, it's narrow, right? We kind of end up turning off of the road to let somebody else by.
You're gonna put a pole in there, and what are you gonna do with the pine trees?
Well, that's their question.
Yeah,
Are there pine trees?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's not-
It's already-
So there's no pine trees that are coming around the corner.
You're thinking about the intersection with Ward and Green and
Yeah, so I mean, that's why
Bridge
this,
and stuff.
this is
This is confusing.
mud over
It's right at that corner.
Yeah, there's mud.
And it's like a really long straight
Yep,
away.
yep, yep.
And, yeah, those,
Okay.
yeah, if you want, I don't know if you figured it out. I can show you on the map. That helps.
You know
And you
what I'm
can
talking about?
explain this too.
Sure.
Cables and wires and stuff dug into
Yeah.
the ground? No.
So, all right, so this is that intersection,
Yeah,
Road, Ward Street, Ashley.
Yeah.
So south of the farm, there's this sharp corner,
Yep.
and then these two trees. There we go, right between these two trees, we set behind the trees. Right in the corner, here's where that intersection
It's in the master. You were on phase
This is
two.
where the intersection is with this, I think, a little.
Yeah, no, that isn't even, I was talking about big pine trees near the house. This is the house. This is the other.
Yeah, so south of the farm, there's that sharp corner in the road. There's these two trees, there's a tree, one of these trees has a wire going into them, and it's supporting this pole from being pulled.
Okay, this is our field over here, and that's the corner. And you
Yeah,
go
it's right
in.
across.
It's going on the other
In
side.
between these trees.
Yes, but this is not acceptable.
So what that, I just want to clarify the language of where it says also for permissions to lay and maintain underground laterals. What that is when we have holes in the public way, let's say someone were to build a,
Okay, guys, we got a hole here and here.
Hi.
yeah, so when we install poles in a public way, we always seek permission to connect underground services in case somebody would like to, like an abutter of that parcel.
There is no abutter. We own both sides of the road. There's no abutter.
So in that case, there wouldn't be anybody connected to that pole except for yourself. And if you were to build a building there and you wanted to connect to that pole, this gives us permission to let you dig from your property up to the pole and put a riser on the pole in the event that that is requested. It's not something that will necessarily happen. It's just that it's what we do for all of our poles in the public way. It is a blanket permissions for, so that if you were to request service there, we wouldn't have to go to the town and request permission. We would already have permission for you to connect through the public way to the pole.
So
It's
this
just,
pole-
yeah, it's kind of a blanket thing. I mean, you can just come and do whatever you want afterwards.
Well,
Hey, you sign the paperwork.
Can you,
Not signing anything.
so let's get back to the, so could you just state your names for the record so we can have it in the minutes?
John Kaminsky, 12 Green Road.
And,
Karen Noble, 12 Green Road.
okay,
My name is Matt McDonald, 939 Southwood Street, Worcester.
thank you. So what he's referring to as far as this blanket approval is in case you sell the property and somebody wants to build a house there, or you want to build a house there, or you build a barn and you need power and wire and stuff, that's what that's for. They're not going to do anything until somebody else actually builds on that property.
Well, we have no guarantee on the way it's all written.
Well, they're not going to build anything on it.
Yeah.
Well, we're not. We've already got 3 poles on the property now.
So am I understanding this print correctly? The pole is on the 12 Greenside Road side?
So it's confusing.
We've got 3 of them on the
But-
property now.
Yeah, I'm
It's gonna go
in
to
particular.
The existing pole of reference, pole 81, is on the side of the 12 Green Road.
Okay, so there's a pole there now?
Correct.
Okay, okay. So the new pole goes where?
Directly across the street,
On the 134 Ward Street side?
abutting that 134 Ward Street, which is a
Okay.
very large parcel.
Paula's land.
Paula's land isn't on boards, right?
Ma'am, if you look at the print, if you look at the property layouts, their property is like spread out and it's a little corner that comes out to Green Road.
Okay. Because she's got the house up on top of the hill. All that land we consider Ward Street instead of Green Road.
Whatever address the mailbox is on, pretty much, right?
Hers is on Green Road.
That's the other house. That's separate from the one up on the hill.
So if I understand what you're saying correctly, is the new pole goes on the 134 Ward Street side of the property, okay? And that blanket statement is in regards to that new pole on the 134 Ward Street side of the property.
That is correct.
Okay, so it sounds like nothing is happening to your property other than that cable that's attached to the pole that's there now.
It says Green Road right here.
Correct. Here's the, you're over here, okay? You got the Green Road coming out, and that's that corner where if you're not paying attention, you end up in the field, right? So here's the corner. Here's the other side of the road into, I'm sorry, my eyes are not, Herod?
Paula Harat.
Yes, so it's her property, but her property extends all the way down and just touches the corner of that road.
And then it keeps going. She owns.
A little bit, and then the next property picks up. So as far as being, the address, it's just where her mailbox, so it sounds like the blanket statement.
So I put one in the fall, and then when I got notified of this petition, I went out last week. I think it was the middle of the week or maybe early, and I put a stake which painted red and white at the top, a wooden stake. So.
Double look at that to see
If it isn't buried.
It was probably like, it was a tall stake, but I just hammered it into the snow thinking it'd probably be good until the petition. I didn't know we were gonna get another foot of snow.
Especially up there.
So currently your cable is running into a tree?
Right.
And
We're going to, instead of the tree that we can't maintain that, we're going to take the wire off the tree and put an overhead wire to support pole 81 from falling into the field, because the way that it's set up with that corner, the weight of the wires will pull inward, and eventually that pole will fall over into the field. So the reason that we're putting this pole in across the street is so that we can maintain it, because we can't maintain a tree as a support. And so we're going to put a pole and then an anchor with one of those yellow plastic things, so you can.
That's gonna be on the other side.
And that will keep it so that pole, and we're going to independently, we're going to upgrade that pole that's there because it's starting to get old. But that's independent. We're going to maintain that pole, but at the same time, we're just going to support it properly so it will stay upright.
Well, I'll go see where your stake is.
So I will entertain a motion to approve the location for the new pole on Green Road. To be known as pole 81-84.
What is that? Is that 3 poles or all one?
No,
Just one.
It's gonna be across the street.
81 to 84?
Just to hold that one corner.
Is there a motion?
So,
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any further discussion?
so man, I just want to, because it sounds like you're,
Well, now we know where the location
yeah,
is.
so it's on the other side of the street from you. Well, it's on video now.
Yeah.
So I mean, this.
Well, it was a little misleading because when you said Ward Street, I forgot that.
Understood. So the pole on your property is getting replaced, so because that one's getting some pressure, kind of pulling it towards your
Are they going to
property.
take the pole out or leave a half a pole and put another pole?
Yeah.
That's what they're famous for.
So what it is these poles are joint all with Verizon. So what we'll do is we will set a new pole, we'll transfer the electric lines, and we'll cut off the top so that Verizon can transfer that to the new pole that's set. We're not, at this time, we're working with the state to see if this could be changed, but we're not able to transfer other companies' wires. So until Verizon or possibly Charter, or I forget if it's Charter or
Well, why don't
Spectrum.
you get them all together and have them sign the paper? We end up
So
with
they're
a half
gonna do it all
pole
at
and a whole
once, say
pole.
that, they at least pull the old pole out. Because you know how it is, if you ride around, you see all these poles that are cut off, and they're there for years.
Sir, is there a timeline? Is there a standard timeline from the state for?
I believe that there is, and I think it's 6 months. I don't want to say it because I don't remember exactly.
So Verizon, so as your memory serves, Verizon has 6 months to.
As far, again, I don't remember the exact, I know the state is working with us to try to reduce that.
Okay.
And work with Verizon and the other utilities. However, we do notify Verizon, and they've already been notified that we're going to be replacing that pole. And once we do replace the pole, they'll be notified that it's ready for them to go out. I don't know if there's a cable company beneath them. If so, they would have to go in that. I don't remember. I didn't remember the configuration of the pole.
Is the new pole going to be right near the old pole on the outside of the wall?
I believe it's moving a few feet just away from the road, just so that it's not such a bad corner, as far as I can remember.
Right out in the field.
But again, that's a separate
corner there.
That's a separate.
Jumps out.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that's
is there going to be guide wires on that?
no, no. There won't be any.
That's why they put this
Only
other
in the air,
pole in,
going across the street.
the hole, because it's gonna go falling towards the
Because you go
field.
by with the mowing machine.
All right, so we have
you
a-
wanna-
We have a motion on the floor. So, all in favor?
No,
Aye. Ralph?
no, you can
Aye.
have favorites, not on your property.
I just want to, because I'm still not sure where that is. 12 Green Road is where your house is. 5 Green Road is where you hay, is that correct? Across the street from your
Yes.
house? Okay, so this is,
Yeah, this is
Okay,
that
I know what it
bad
is.
pole, that bad corner, beyond the guardrails,
yeah,
around the
the
corner.
bad corner there, yeah,
Yeah.
where it's narrow.
We think.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, so,
well, I know.
I guess that's that.
I don't know what to do.
Did not vote. I didn't vote yet.
Okay. All right.
No, yeah.
What's that? You good?
I need his vote.
All right. All right, so, back to new business. We have some appointments. Mark Anderson and Lindsay Rockwood. All right. You're on the Decorate Our Towns Committee already? And they want to be appointed to Parks and Rec. I will entertain a motion to appoint Mark Anderson and Lindsay Rockwood to the Parks and Rec Committee.
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
I was at
Thanks for stepping up.
the Parks and Rec meeting, so I passed away.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for stepping up. Yep.
Do you have anything to say?
Very happy to have them on board and looking forward to working with them going forward.
All in favor?
Appreciate it.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. All right. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you'll have to go get sworn in for that.
Some carrots.
All right. CMRPC Eco One-Stop Proposal.
That'd be us.
Okay.
Yeah. I brought this to the board a while ago that we're putting in expression of interest for a one-stop grant. And Danny and Will from CMRPC have been helping us out on that. The expression of interest goes in, and then they kind of determine what grants actually fit within our project. So that being said, I think they can explain very well what we're looking to do here.
Thank you, Brandon. So hello everyone, my name is Will Talbot. I work an associate planner at the Central Mass Regional Planning Commission, and I'm here today because the town of North Brookfield Parks and Recreation Committee seeks the Board of Selectmen's approval to move forward with an application for grant funding. It's from the Mass Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs, Environment and Climate One-Stop, or ECO One-Stop program. And this is a project to revitalize the North Brookfield Town Common, and myself and my colleague Danny from CMRPC have been assisting with this application. So this proposal includes several elements. It would include removing 3 canopy trees on the west side of the common, planting 21 canopy trees, so planting canopy trees all around the edge of the common, constructing a pollinator garden in the northeast part of the common, which I believe the senior center already has a pergola to install there. It also includes removing pavement at the south end of the common. It's a very old basketball court that's in tough condition. The 2 basketball courts slightly to the north of that are not part of the scope of this project. They'll be left as it is. And then also hosting environmental education initiatives, focusing on the common, run by the town, possibly CMRPC in partnership with the senior center, and we also are thinking maybe we'd reach out to the library about that. So the project is for improving shade coverage and providing cooling on a recreational area in town near several residential neighborhoods. And it also can help the town become a more inviting and resilient resource, or help the common become a more inviting and resilient resource for the residents of the town. So this, these activities are, or maybe, there are many parts of it that are the removal of the 3 canopy trees only may be eligible. We're not 100% sure, but there is the possibility in all this if a part of the application isn't eligible, they still may award the parts of the application that are eligible. So it's our opinion that we'd like to move forward with that. And the pollinator garden is definitely eligible under one of the programs that this applications eligible for, but only might be eligible under another one. And same with the pavement removal. The tree planting is eligible under both. So these two programs are called the Municipal Vulnerability Preparedness Action Grant Program and the Cooling Corridors Grant Program. And so we're seeking you all's approval to apply for both of these. It would be one application. It's a one-stop application, so we'd apply for one application for two different grants, so the town would have two chances to receive funding from the state. The application for fiscal year 2027 is due on March 20th at 11:59 p.m. And if the town decides to move forward with this application, myself and Danny will work with Brandon and other members of the Parks and Recreation Committee to solicit cost estimates for the project from qualified contractors to include in a grant application. I think Danny is going to take it from there.
So in order to apply for the program, historically it used to be done through an online form that was really easy for us to edit for the town, get your approval, and then submit it. The EA has now come out with a green hub for all of their grants. It's a grant management system. So in order for us to apply on the town's behalf, the town would need to set up a GMS account, and then we're set up as consultants in the system. So we would talk with the EA, and they would give us access to your application. So we would just edit it, and then the town would have to hit the final submit button. But we would be able to do all of the front end work of creating the narrative, getting the scope and budget set, and then collecting other documents as needed. So we would just need somebody on the town staff or somebody else, with access in the town to set up that GMS account, and we can help work with that person to get them set up in that system. Again, if you decide to move forward with the application. For both of these grant programs, typically there is a 10% match, which can either be cash or in kind. However, because North Brookfield falls within a rural or small community designation, there's no match commitment for this particular grant program. It is reimbursement, so payments have to be made. You have to show proof of payment to contractors or purchasing equipment to show that the tasks have actually been completed before you can get reimbursed. But you'd be reimbursed 100% of those costs. And we're also working with another community to handle the grant management piece of their Eco One Stop grant. So if the town, again, wants to move forward and wants to use our services for that, what we could do is build in our time to, we would take the funding, we'd have a contract with your community, and then we would be able to handle procurement of any of the subcontractors. We'd handle any of the payment with the subcontractors, any equipment that they might have to get, and then we would set up some sort of an invoicing timeline with your community so that you only have to pay one invoice. We're sort of preparing everything for you for the reimbursement requests to hopefully make it a little bit easier to be able to do the grant management and financials piece of that.
So question in regards to that. You might have already said it, I'm a little tired tonight, so bear with me. Dollar value of the grant total. So, and you may remember, we had attempted to apply for a park grant back in, I think this was July or end of June. So that particular grant, or that proposal was north of $200,000, but that also include removing and repaving the two basketball courts are there. One would be a basketball court, one was going to be a pickleball, tennis court sort of combination. Those two elements are not eligible for these two programs, so that'll be taken out of it. So it'll be less that, but we don't have updated cost estimates yet for those elements, just because we want to make sure that the town wants to move forward with the grant application. So less than 200,000.
Yes.
So I would suspect it'll be significantly less as well, because that also included, that previous proposal included reconstruction as well as removal, and this is just the only new aspects of it are going to be the pollinator garden and the trees, which are cheaper, and so the only kind of relating to the pavement is removing some pavement. So I would anticipate it likely would be under 100,000.
Okay.
Replacing the pavement with what?
Sod. Seed.
So I want to make sure I understood what you just said about
Yes.
the management of this.
Yep,
It's a reimbursement system, you said.
Correct.
So we pay, give you the receipts, you pay us back. But you're going to be procuring the contractors and any supplies and all that. So you're really in charge of it, and we pay what you say we pay, and then you're going to reimburse us back. That's how it works.
so, no, so you wouldn't, we wouldn't reimburse you, the state would. So what would happen is if, and again, if the town wants to set it up this way, that we would handle the grant management piece of it, we would set a contract with the town so that we would sort of, it'd be for the same amount of the grant total. We would set the contract for that, and then we would do the procurement with the town's input. And then once we got bills from the contractors, we would pay those bills we would set up an account for this particular project. We'd pay for that, and then we would show you that we paid those bills, and we'd put it into an invoice, so you would reimburse us for that. But then the package would be set so that you could send out to the state to get reimbursed. So instead of you paying several contractors, depending on how many you might need, we would handle that piece, and you would just have to pay us.
And that's the crux of my question, because I know a town accountant will be very
Sounds
curious.
cumbersome.
Well, I'm more concerned about cash flow.
Yeah.
Sure.
So if it's $100,000, the project, how long, what's the time span you think?
So it can be up to 2 years.
Okay.
We could handle this in 1 year, so it would just sort of depend on the timing of it. We would likely apply for 2 years.
For cooling corridors, I think there's a difference. So for MVP action, it could be 1 year or 2 years. For cooling corridors, I'm fairly sure at least the watering of the trees, which I think Danny was going to get into, would have to be over 2 years, but possibly everything else could be done in 1 year.
So my concern is the one invoice,
Yep.
right? And so I would want some input from her, right? So if you're paying bills and you're carrying that in the bill, in the reimbursing, and basically towns having to come up with $100 grand or whatever it is at one time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's I know that's the part she's going to be curious.
So we wouldn't set it up that way. We
Okay.
would break it up. So we would get bills, we'd pay them for the contractor, and then we could either send monthly invoices to the town, quarterly, more than that if, the
Okay.
town wanted to do
And
more than
I'm
that.
assuming she can have some input as far as
Yep.
how's that. Okay.
Oh, yeah, so again, if
Okay.
we move forward with it, you get awarded with it, you want us to handle the grant management, we'd work out terms and conditions for the contract, so whatever the town's comfortable with financially
So
wise.
when's your deadline from us on when you need to know that we're going to do it?
So the application's due March 20th. We'd want to have, at least a couple weeks lead time to get updated cost estimates to incorporate into that grant proposal. And there's also like a letter of commitment that would need to be signed by the town's chief executive officer, so the select board. So
So you're looking like a week.
maybe 2 weeks tops.
So at the next televised meeting?
Did you have something on your mind?
I was just going to put in that we currently do the invoice system with CMRPC for our CDBG grants,
Okay.
and so Sheila is familiar with that side of it.
Okay.
They invoice us periodically, and it's...
And I can't imagine a $100,000 grant's going to put us in that much of a turmoil as far as cash flow. Yeah, okay.
No comment.
But it would be a very similar process to the CDBG program.
Okay.
I just want to add a little bit to this. This project is actually a result of a survey and a master plan we put together a couple of years ago. We sent out a survey asking the community what they would like to see at the Common. And of course, there was more to it. Originally, we came up with a design, for redoing the basketball courts and doing a walking track, plus, doing some plantings and all that kind of stuff. And they helped us out a lot with getting estimates on that, and it came out what we thought was, because that one required a match, we thought that would be too much to take on right now. So this is kind of a breakout of that entire design plan. So the idea is we get this done, and revisit the other one in the future and maybe be able to, you know, narrow that down, the scope of that, and come up with something more affordable in the future. But this is part of a bigger plan that is a result of that master plan and the community input that we received.
Please don't listen. I'm not.
No,
I'm not questioning.
No,
It's a great idea.
I'm explaining to people who may be listening how we came to this point. That's all. You know.
Okay.
Any more?
So I imagine it's a document. We have a document to sign. Is that what you look?
So we just were looking for the approval to move forward with the grant application, to get cost estimates for it. Like Will had mentioned, we have the possibility to apply to 2 different grant programs under this one umbrella. One of those grant programs comes with additional requirements for the grant application. That's the Cooling Corridors program, which requires a tree planting plan with a map for the specific locations where the trees will be located, a letter of support from the town's tree warden or other appropriate committee, approval by the planning board for the tree planting plan, as well as a tree watering and maintenance plan describing how the community will provide 20 gallons of water weekly to each of the trees planted for a minimum of 2 growing seasons, which Will had mentioned earlier. So in addition to if you want to move forward with the project, we also were wondering if you want to apply to both of those programs to increase the odds of getting funding, or just apply to the MVP action, which has less requirements that the town has to meet up front.
Okay. So you need to know for, sorry, when?
Weeks.
2 weeks, if possible.
The next LYP.
Okay. Does that work for you?
That should work for us, and we can, if we can get cost estimates in the meantime to just be prepped for it.
Okay.
And then we can.
And Sheila has somebody to ask questions, if need be.
Yep, she can reach out to us before.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's the only piece I just
Yep.
want to make sure that.
And we could set up a meeting with her too to talk through what the process will be like. And like I said, again, if the town moves forward, they get the funding, we can work out the contract terms and conditions, whichever is sort of most beneficial to the town.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm all up for the idea. I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the one other thing we'd like to know if the town would like to move forward is for the EEA grants management system portal, there would need to be someone representing the town to make an account for that. So if you all decide to move forward, we would need to have someone to work with regarding that account.
I'm guessing that's me.
Probably. And we could help you with that.
All right.
We'd be happy to come out here and help get it set up, and help get the application piece set up too.
I appreciate you volunteering on that.
All right. Do you have anything else on that, Ed or Brandon?
I would just like to thank Will and Danny very much, because they went through this process before with us and got all the estimates and everything, so they've been spending a lot of time on this, so really happy to have them on our team and have them helping us out with this.
No, and I'm absolutely thankful for recognizing how the other one wasn't going to work out and what would. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll
2 weeks.
look at it again in 2 weeks.
We'll do our homework.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So the next thing we have is a CDBG project. Looks like a waiver, a letter for a waiver for timely expenditure waiver request. The town of North Brookfield is requesting a waiver of the CDBG timely expenditure requirement for the fiscal year 2026 application cycle, as the fiscal year 2024 grant may not reflect 40% expenditures in
It's a program, IntelliGrants.
at the time of submission. The fiscal year 2024 grant represents the final construction phase of the Mount Pleasant Improvement Project, which experienced prior contractor delays and requires coordination with separate downtown infrastructure work. So construction for the fiscal year 2024 phase is expected to go out to bid this quarter, with work beginning in April 2026 and completion anticipated by the current performance deadline of June 30th, 26. All of the grant activities are under contract while expenditures are committed and on track. Reporting timing may not meet the 40% threshold at application submission. The town intends to apply for fiscal year 2026 public facilities infrastructure funding for a separate project location. CDBG grants will continue to be managed by CMRPC with adequate administrative and delivery funding in place. No funds are being returned to meet the threshold, and there are no outstanding monitoring findings. Previous grants are now complete or in closure. So I will entertain a motion to send the letter to Ms. Rushanai from the Office of Housing and Livable Communities for the timely expenditure waiver request.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Fire safe grants.
So the next thing we have is the SAFE grant, Student Awareness of Fire Education. And Mario Polanco is making the request for the grant. $5,500, there's no match. Funding source is Executive Office of Public Safety, Student Awareness of Fire Education, and it's to teach children fire safety. So I will entertain a motion to approve that grant application.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
I think it's a fantastic thing. Thank you, Murray.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And we have another senior safe grant. Mario's applying for that as well, and that's for $2,800. There's no match, and it's all the same things, but to teach seniors fire safety. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the grant application for the senior fire safe grant.
So moved.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you, Mario, for doing all that.
Yeah, great job.
Did you want to say anything, or?
Yes, said what I needed to hear.
All right. Now, okay, change order. Pete, wake up.
I'm ready to go.
All right. So you want to just give us a rundown on the change order?
Sure. There's two change orders, change order number 18 and change order number 19.
Okay.
Change order 18 is 4 different items. PCO 65, which is the existing shower stall concrete floor grinding for $433.05. The floor is existing, and they need to smooth it out a little bit to get the showers to settle in properly. PCO 69 is remove and replace meeting room lights for an additional $1,524.04. Second floor lights were the old fluorescent bulb, the 6-foot strips. We changed those to new LED lights. Just the saving on electricity alone will pay for them in a couple of years. Much nicer lights, obviously more economical. PCO 70 is the GFCI protection for $574.54. Some of the outlets there had to go on GFCI protection, so they just changed that breaker box and make it a lot easier and less expensive than going around and changing the plugs out. Fire headquarters 71, PCO 71, fire headquarter mirrors without shelves for $262.92. One of the items that weren't included in the original scope were mirrors in the bathroom. And you know how Bane firefighters are, you're gonna have a mirror in the... I know. And then we have change order number 19. So, PCO 72 is for rooms 114, 115, and 117. A lighting change for additional $687.76. So originally the ceiling was going to go a little bit lower, and it didn't match up with the window, the door, the heater in the room. So we had to bring the ceiling height up, which means the lights that were originally scoped in there were not going to work. We had to go to a different style light, and that's for 3 rooms. But fortunately, the lights were already purchased, so we have the lights and we have the new lights. So we can take those old lights and maybe move them over into the apparatus bay bathroom and put them in there, or find another space to use them. They're regular 2x2 lights. The new ones are the small round ones. That's just for space between the ceilings, so you can get them in there. And then PCO 74 venting for an additional $4,097.86. Because we insulated the ceiling of the second floor, you have to vent the attic space so you avoid moisture buildup inside of that space. So you have to include venting to get the air out of there. So that's cutting a vent strip into the roof of the headquarters building. So that's the 2 change orders. Change order 19 is for a total of $4,785.62, and change order 18 is for the total of $2,794.55. Any questions?
Well, I'll entertain a motion to approve change order 18 for $2,794.55, and change order 19 for $4,785.62.
So,
Second.
Discussion?
Numbers that don't have a significant impact on what we understood, what would be remaining in contingency.
No. Okay. No.
No? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Thank you, Pete.
Thanks, Pete. All right.
The school highlights. Or do you want to do the police thing?
We'll do the police thing next. Ralph, could you read the chief of police's report?
I'd be happy to. Monthly report for February 2026. This is from Chief of Police Ryan Daly. Dear members of the board, please find below the police department's monthly report for January. Over the past several months, the department has been operating with 5 officers due to 1 patrol officer accepting employment with another agency and Chief Smith's transition to a position with the town of Lenox. Despite these staffing challenges, our officers have continued to serve the town with dedication and professionalism. I would like to commend them for their hard work, flexibility, and ongoing commitment to both the community and the department. January began on a positive note with the hiring of Officer Robert Nelson to fill one of our 2 vacancies. Officer Nelson brings 21 years of law enforcement experience and has already proven to be a valuable asset to the department. We are actively seeking qualified candidates to fill the remaining open position. I'm also pleased to report the promotion of Officer Jeffrey Martin to the rank of Sergeant. Sergeant Martin has served with the North Brookfield Police Department for 12 years and has consistently demonstrated strong leadership, sound decision-making, and extensive knowledge of police operations. I am confident he will excel in his new role. In addition, several members of the department participated in professional development and training opportunities during the month. Officers Francis and Lavoie attended a 1-day crime tracer training Crime Tracer is a law enforcement search engine and information sharing platform that enhances investigative capabilities. Sergeants Churchy and Martin completed a 2-day tactical negotiations training focused on effectively responding to mental health crisis calls. Sergeant Martin and I participated in a Zoom review of our ACADIS account. ACADIS is the system used by the Municipal Police Training Committee to maintain and track all officer training records. We remain committed to maintaining high professional standards and ensuring our officers receive the training necessary to serve the community effectively. In addition to lobby calls, walk-ins, and station phone calls, the following calls for service were logged for the month: 36 incidents, 12 arrests, summons, custody, 18 civil citations, 0 parking tickets, 7 protection orders, 12 accidents, and 14 LTCFIDs were processed. Respectfully, Ryan Daly, Chief of Police.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the Chief of Police's report.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to express my gratitude to Chief Daly. It's been quite some time since we've had a monthly report from the police department. I can't remember actually the last one. I don't know if I've ever heard one since I've been on the board. So I think we're off to a great start. So thank you, Chief Daly.
All right. Did we vote on that? Or?
No, you did not.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so next thing we have is school highlights. And Matt, do you want to address this? Or?
So I did not bring anything with me tonight. I know Mary Beth had reached out on it. I can give an update about the school district as the chairman of the school committee. So we did have last week we had a special meeting in regards to discussing the tuition out agreements that we were looking at potentially with 2 neighboring districts. The committee did have a vote. Vote was 4-1 to move on from the tuition agreement talks. As part of that, we have asked that the superintendent put together some form of, whether it be goals plan or 5-year financial plan of the current school district, how we are stated right now, how we're currently constituted, and how we can continue to do that. So that will be forthcoming from the superintendent back to the committee. So at that point, that's where we're at with the tuition talks. But I don't know if there was anything else sent over. So I think the idea behind this, putting something on your agenda, was to kind of bring things together with the town and the school, and to tell the town what the school's currently doing and working on. I have suggested that the superintendent come to one of these meetings per month to give an update, as well as maybe some other committee members. But I think just in general, if we had anything that we wanted to put out there to the overall town community, this could be a time we could do it. I think that was the idea.
Yeah, well, if you...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sitting through those meetings, there was a point that was trying to be made that there wasn't enough positive things being communicated about what was going on in the schools district, and point taken. Okay, now let's change that. All right, I mean, if there's good stuff to talk about, let's talk about it. The situation, overall, realistically, financially doesn't change, but it doesn't mean that everything we talk about needs to be doom and gloom. I think that was the point here. So our hope, I think, was that if there's good stuff to talk about, let's talk about it. And this is a different forum. Maybe some folks are paying attention here that aren't paying attention to the school committee meeting, and this would give an opportunity. So my only issue is that what got sent over is pretty substantial, and I guess I'd be hard pressed to read through all of it.
Well, I think if we skip to this part here, there's
So just if I can real quick,
Yeah.
I didn't know what was sent over, that's why I didn't address it.
But
I don't.
It was what the school committee would receive, so a report
Yeah.
from every department was
Gotcha.
sent to us this morning or
Okay.
last night. But were you looking for highlights to read?
yeah, we can.
I would say either the high school or the student rep submission of what goes on there probably would be. I don't know.
All right. Well,
I'm just gonna start babbling on if you.
well, thanks. So, so with that being said,
I warned you.
so the North Brookfield High School's girls basketball. Congratulations to the high school girls basketball team and coach Caitlin Malone on winning the WCAC League Tournament Championship. See, Matt, you should have led with that, right? Congratulations to the girls. Stanley Sitchka's upper level math courses were joined by representatives from North Brookfield Savings Bank. They presented topics related to loans and credit for the qualitative reasoning and pre-calculus class. There's going to be a STEAM night for all families on Thursday, March 5th. They're invited to join for the second annual Science, Technology, and Engineering Night on Thursday, March 5th, 6 to 8 p.m. There'll be a variety of games and science and engineering exhibits. Pizza, snacks, soft drinks will be provided. Senior faculty basketball games Friday, March 6th at 6 p.m. Come watch the spirited game between the class of 2026 and the high school faculty. A long-standing tradition that should not be missed. And Career Days, March 9th. They're going to have a puzzle tournament on the 6th. No, puzzle tournament's a 6th grade fundraiser. And that's going to be at the Hitchcock Tavern in West Brookfield. All right. Do you think anything else should be?
The elementary school.
Oh, the WUSOC's Debt to a Vet program. And VES will now be the provider of cards that will be given to veterans at every home game of the 2026 WUSOC season. Ms. Mayer brought the opportunity to the PBIS team, and after figuring out the logistics, materials, and timetable, they took on the challenge. They designed a card that will represent North Brookfield's respect for veterans and be easy for the K through 5 students to show their appreciation in their own words. And over 200 cards will be made by the first week of March. That's fantastic. And then Camp Read a Lot on Friday, February 13th. The school celebrated reading with a Camp Read a Lot Day, which was the culminating event of PTO's Spirit Week. All right. Thank you to Tim McCormick for sending this over, and thank you, Matt, for coming in.
Well, I was coming either way, so.
You're the best.
No, I mean, I wasn't coming for that agenda item, so.
We appreciate it.
That's why I was.
So, did you have anything else you wanted to?
No, I'm good.
You good? All right.
Unless anybody else had anything for me. Any questions?
Jamie, Rob?
You guys don't want to hear me back? No.
There's no battle, just tweet.
Fine line.
You can battle.
All right.
I do have something else though.
For the school or for public comment period?
My comment period.
Okay. All right, so, go ahead.
I would like to take this opportunity. We had a pretty significant storm over the weekend, and we found ourselves with a couple of our regular drivers who were committed to their works, to their regular jobs, and so the folks that were kind of left really kind of stepped it up, and I want to take this opportunity to kind of thank those folks. I'd like to thank Mr. Jamie Flamond, Mario Palenko, who stepped up in a big way, Louis Relaford, Leo Egan, which I happened to forgot to mention last time.
Hey, dropped the ball on
But
that.
the Leo is the guy that comes, saves the day, that pulls you out when you get stuck. So Leo is a very important guy. And I don't know how all these guys, most of these guys have 10 years on me, okay? And after 14 hours, I'm crying, I'm ready to go home, and they're going another 4 to 6 hours. Especially our full-time crew, Bill O'Toole, Paul Stump, and Randy Morgan, just doing everything he can to keep everything together. And so 2 drivers obligated to their work schedules, and then another guy that we were missing for good reasons, Austin Granovich. And I will take this opportunity to congratulate Austin and Caitlin on the birth of their child. Can't fault them for not being here that night, but again, it was a I think we were spared the worst of it, but it was...
And Jamie Gilman as well.
Well,
he went out and plowed as well, so. But yeah, thank you to all those guys for helping out. We really appreciate it. It was quite a storm too, so. Thanks for bringing that up. Are you done?
I'm done.
Ralph, you got anything?
I do not. Public.
You don't want to babble?
No, not tonight.
All right, public comment period. Go ahead, Nancy.
Alrighty, I just have
Are
an
you
update.
speaking for Brandon or for?
I'm speaking for the world. I'm speaking for Parks and Rec. So I wanted to give an update on the 4th of July, where we are with planning and things like that. So we are planning for the common only. It is about an hour and 10 minutes into, in case anybody wants to know, when I said this, we are planning for the common only. And anybody else who wants to plan for the rest of 4th of July, anything else they want, they are welcome to do that, and we are really thrilled to work with them and make sure that we're working in tandem. But the things that we're looking to do on the common only is to make this a family-friendly event. So we have music lined up, we have food lined up. Uno Pizza and Long Branch Hot Dogs will be there, and we're still looking for others. We will have bounce equipment on the common. We will have water cooling area. We'll have face painting, crafts, and I really want to have a talent show. So be looking out for information for signing up to have a talent show on our common. Our first planning meeting will be held on Wednesday, April 8th at 6 p.m. and I'm still trying to find a place that will accommodate everyone.
Well, we actually have a trio in the offices that does really well at karaoke, so they could probably.
Well, actually, the husband of one of the I believe, is providing some music.
Oh.
So Tabby LeBlanc will be on cue, and so I know karaoke is one of those things that we're looking to have, but I'm also still looking for maybe a band or two. So I think it'll be fun, except for the food. Everything will be free. I'm hoping folks come out and just have a really good time and enjoy what I hope is going to be a wonderful day. At least it won't snow. So, oh, and it looks like we'll be able to have a bonfire at the end of the day, because we're actually moving. We think we're going to move the New Year's into 2027. so that frees up our bonfire. So I think we're going to have a bonfire, which will make the evening, the end of the evening, just a really fun day for everybody to enjoy.
Just want to clarify, this is for 4th of July, not necessarily the 250th, is that correct?
Well, it will be the 250th.
Oh, I don't know who specifically for that, that's all.
Well, because it's the 250th, we're trying to kind of put something out there for folks just to have a really good time with. I'll be looking for volunteers. We had a number of people actually step up today.
Great.
So, which I'm really excited about. Some new folks that, have never volunteered with us before, so I'm hoping that they really enjoy themselves. And so, that's my update.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else? Public comment period? You're doing so well, Brandon. All right. Announcements. 2026 town elections are scheduled for May 4th, 2026. Nomination papers are due by Monday, March 16th. Multiple seats on various boards and committees are up for election. This includes Board of Selectmen, Assessors, School Committee, Water Commission, Board of Health, Cemetery Commission, Library Trustees, Planning Board, Housing Authority, and the Vocational School District. And that's Bay Paths, for anybody that's wondering. At this time, the Board of Assessor 3-year term paperwork has been returned, and one nominee for Board of Selectmen has been returned. We strongly encourage anyone interested in serving to become familiar with the work and responsibilities of these boards, committees, and commissions. Nomination papers are available from the town clerk's office. And the first combined water sewer bills were mailed out last week. These are due April 13th and available to be paid in the collector's office or online. Do we have any other announcements? No?
Excise also went out last week.
Excise
The
bill went out
large
last week?
excise file, yep.
All right. Okay, I guess that's it. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Aye.